Aloha, everyone. This is Dr. BethAnne K.W. Wright, and welcome to your Mid-Month Magic, where we talk about what the Akashic Records had to say for the month that we are currently experiencing, which is September of 2023, and just do a little recap so that we can have a reflection point to check in with ourselves and ask, how is this energy showing up right now? I was thinking that the best way to interpret September 2023 is to actually put it in the context of what came before. And I've been doing Akashic Magic, where I open the records for the collective and see what the energy is for over 2 years now, I think going on 3 years. And August had a really interesting message for us. When I opened the records for August, the message felt very cosmic. And that is not normally what I get for these messages. I usually will get very practical wisdom and kind of taking spiritual stuff and bringing it down in a really practical, grounded way. But August felt very intuitive. It felt super cosmic. I kept having all these images of like stars coming through and these metaphors of people just looking up in awe at the stars. And it really felt like it was a month for enhancing our spiritual connection, having a sense of heightened intuition. Some of you might have found that some magical things happened in your life and that there were some really beautiful kind of synchronistic spiritual experiences. And it was very, as I said, just cosmic, almost galactic. So it was this really fun energy. And I've not really felt anything like that from the records for these messages. So when I went into the records for September, I was really curious of like, how's that going to come through? Will they give us a continuation of that energy, or will it be entirely different? And it was entirely different for September. It was very grounded. It was very practical. September's energy felt much more terrestrial. If August felt sort of ethereal and like of the stars and sort of the celestial information, this felt super earth, very kind of pentacles from the tarot's deck kind of energy. And it was really about grounded steps and strategic actions is what the record said. And I was having all these images come through of people playing different games where you are strategizing in a game, or maybe you're working a puzzle and having to move pieces around. I kept seeing almost like Tetris, that game where there's like columns and blocks and they have these different shapes and you have to fit them together, and then the column clears so that you have more space to bring something in. And that was really the energy that September felt like. It felt like we took all that cosmic juju that was happening in August and used it to inspire us and have a clearer sense of where we want to go on the path from this month forward as we go towards the end of 2023. And the records talked about the idea that this was an excellent month for earthly action steps. It was a really good month for small, measurable goals. It's a great month always, I think, to do a vision board. That's always a fun practice to do. But this month felt like if you've got a bigger vision that you're working towards, instead of just doing like the big board and being like, this is where I want to be a year from now, it felt like this was the month to do the what are 3 steps that I need to take right now that will move me in the direction of that bigger vision. The records also talked about the idea that many of us have had some sense of the plan, is what they call it. And I think of the plan as whatever our life plan is that we think we're working on. So whether that's like relationship goal or career goal or something, abundance goals, travel goals, personal development goals, there was a little bit of a sense that we all have this blueprint and we are trying to move towards something, some sort of achievement, some sort of accomplishment, some sort of completion of something. And that's just true for us throughout our lives. Like we have to know what direction we're moving in. It gives us intention and purpose. And they talked about this idea that so many spiritually minded individuals have just had to scrap the plan, and whatever they thought their plan was, it looks entirely different because something unexpected has happened. And so the record spoke to the idea of giving ourselves grace and letting go of whatever stories we might have around like how we thought we should look or our life should look, or maybe we thought we were working on relationship healing and thought it should have happened by now and it hasn't happened and it's never going to happen. Or maybe it had something more to do with different goals, career goals or personal goals. And there was this idea of just letting go of this story of timelines and boxing things in and saying it was supposed to look this way, and because it didn't, I somehow feel like I failed at the plan. And instead they talked about this idea that we've all been remapping the plan, and then we've remapped it some more, and then we've remapped it some more. And some people, it looks entirely different than where it did a year ago or 2 years ago, let alone 5 years ago. And it was this idea of just grace and letting go and allowing ourselves to step into wherever we're at right now with the things that we're working on in our lives and come up with a new plan, and be really open to what that looks like. And they said the easier, or the more we can do that, the easier it will make it to joyfully work with what is presenting itself to us and work on manifesting and creating from that space. So this was a very practical, grounded message. We have a Virgo new moon coming up on, I think it's the 14th of September. And Virgo energy is earth energy. It's grounded energy. And I love it when the new moons intersect with the message from the records and the two energies kind of bounce off of one another and echo each other. Because when I think of a Virgo new moon, I think about a time of setting intentions, making practical steps, deciding what goals you want, and really figuring out like what's the next few things I need to do on my earthly path in order to move in this direction. So I feel like that really supports the energy coming from the Akashic this month, and that those two things are weaving together nicely to energetically support us. So we went from the stars last month to very much the like physical plane this month, and I have no idea what October has in store for us. I haven't looked at the records yet, but I will be bringing that message through at the beginning of the month in Akashic Magic, which is my monthly email that has a link to the channeled audio and a transcription of the channeled audio so that you can listen to the full message for yourself. And I will be back here at mid-month in October sharing whatever the message was so we can check in and see how that is showing up for us. In the meantime, if you want to find me, you can find me on my podcast, Your Heart Magic. And I've got links to all the things that I offer down in my bio write-up. But mostly, thank you for joining me in this video today. Have a great September. Enjoy yourself. Have fun taking those practical steps and seeing yourself like punch out goals and set intentions and keep moving in the direction of your dreams. And I'll be back here next month. Until then, much aloha and be well, be love, be you, and be magic.